YouTube, what's going on out there? We got Broderick Jones, who's an offensive lineman out of Lithonia, Georgia. The number 2 rated offensive tackle in the country is in a 4-team race as far as who's going to acquire this guy. Now, it started out after the early signing period. It started out to where it was going to be a neck-and-neck battle, or somewhat neck-and-neck battle, between Auburn and Georgia for Broderick Jones. Now, the reason why we keep talking about Broderick Jones is because Broderick Jones is the prototypical athletic offensive lineman that definitely Auburn could use, especially when you talk about the way Gus Malzahn, when he's at his best play calling, he has offensive linemen who are very strong and very athletic, those pulling guards that can make those real crucial inside blocks to open up the zone read and the run pass option, and guys who can adjust quick enough so that he can do his hurry-up, no-huddle offense. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. All right, so Broderick Jones, who is at least one of the best offensive linemen in the country, like I said before, was in a neck-and-neck race with Auburn and Georgia. Mind you, he's actually verbally committed to Georgia right now, but has not signed a letter of intent. This is going to be some big news on signing day, which is February the 5th, but we got a little bit of ways to go before then. Broderick Jones has already made a visit to Arkansas, where he met up with his former recruiter who was at Georgia, Sam Pittman. Said it was a pretty good atmosphere, said it was it's kind of the typical cliche stuff like, hey, I didn't know y'all had it going on like this in Arkansas. It's a great program, blah, blah, blah. I'm really not too sold on any inkling or any idea that Broderick Jones would actually commit to Arkansas. It would be a bombshell, in my opinion, if he did so. But now added into the mix is a pending visit to Illinois. All of a sudden, Illinois comes to play. So Broderick Jones is actually taking his show on the road as far as touring these schools, really to see, to see if I just don't see Illinois either. I think this is going to come down to a neck-and-neck battle between Georgia and Auburn. And my intuition is telling me it's going to be a close race, but I think Georgia's going to pull it off. Not sure why I'm getting that inkling, but right now I'm 60% Georgia, 40% Auburn. Now, the good news for Auburn is they have the opportunity to have the last impression on Broderick Jones, and they can definitely sell the need. I mean, Georgia has a need, but Georgia also has some other talented offensive linemen as well. But Auburn, it's an immediate need. I'm talking about, I don't see how he doesn't start, period, for Auburn if Auburn was able to gain the commitment from Broderick Jones. One thing I can say about Jones is he's, like I said before, he's very athletic. He plays basketball. He plays both sides of the football field. He played defensive end. He kind of has the same profile of Prince Tega Wanogho. The only difference is he plays a lot more aggressively than Prince. I think he has a lot more skills as an offensive tackle because he has more experience. But he's kind of like what Gus Malzahn and his staff hope that they can convert Prince Tega Wanogho to be. They about the same, not quite the same height. I think Prince is a little bit taller, but have the same type of body, very athletic, can move their feet very well. But instinctually, I think Broderick Jones obviously is the better of the two. I mean, and that's just goes without saying. Broderick Jones is a kid, 5-star recruit. Usually the 5 stars are pretty much ready to play once they hit campus. And I think this could be a huge deal. But some other teams in the way, Illinois, Arkansas, all on the docket, trying to get Broderick Jones to sign. And I just want you guys to know how significant this is. This could be, I'm not saying a program changing thing for Auburn, but this would be a huge recruit in recent history for the Auburn Tigers. Hopefully Auburn will be able to land Broderick Jones. We will know February the 5th. That's going to be huge news. The good news for Auburn, too, is the fact that the majority of the recruiting class that they targeted have signed. It's not like, you're waiting on Tank Bigsby. You're waiting on, you still. So what that does for Auburn is it frees up a lot of emotional space to target specific guys versus last year. You're still wondering whether George Pickens is going to sign. You're still wondering if, other guys that you have recruited, if they're going to actually sign, because a lot of how you plan your upcoming season is based on these commitments, obviously. So the fact that Auburn was able to ink the majority of their class at the early signing period gives a lot more energy and a lot more ability to be persistent with a guy that you weren't even targeting anyway. A guy that kind of could possibly have fallen into Auburn's lap. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast Talking Auburn Football. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.